Alright, it's time to read some poetry. It's poetry time, everybody, it's poetry time. So I wrote this poem, and I want to read it, and then I'll explain line by line, again, like my other video. Are you ready? Alright, let's go! Right now my search history consists of Goblin Nimble Escape and Laced Shoes. I play D&D on Tuesdays and I own a vape. No longer reclusin'. Sorry for the confusion. This is a poem telling you how I'm doing. Well, I'm doing just fine. Don't mind me because I hardly have the time to think in those dark places anymore. Hardly have the time to go to war. Hardly have the words to tell you what I heard. All alone in that dark room when my life was so absurd. I hardly think anymore about the Mayan noses and implications of cards. About the development of demons and worlds at large. I hardly act strange anymore. Well, I'm not deranged anymore. Went through a lane change and came out with a score above 0. I no longer think of myself as the hero. I mean, I do good things sometimes, but the time I saved the world was all in my mind. The eternity I sat in hell is gone. Goodbye, oh well. I no longer need the signs from TV shows telling me what I hear. I'm no longer steered by outside sources. No longer controlled by holy forces. Just an update. Just an FYI. I stuck it out. And I changed with the tide. So that is about how I'm doing right now compared to when I was having a psychoses and such. I'm on Abilify and Wellbutrin and then also a SSRI. And I mean, as far as working, they work really well for me. You know, everyone's different. But, I mean, yeah, totally true. Search history consists of Goblin, Nimble Escape, and Lace Shoes. There was something that I saw that was just poetic about that. I don't know. And just because I'm doing pretty well right now. As far as, I don't know. I just feel like I'm in a good space. Playing D&D on Tuesdays. Good group of friends. I own a vape, no longer reclusin'. I don't know. The two don't necessarily correlate, obviously, but I do own a vape, and that's just kind of the vibe I was going for at first. Sorry for the confusion. This is a poem telling you how I'm doing. Well, I'm doing just fine. Don't mind me, because I hardly have the time to think in those dark places anymore. And this is where the poem gets darker. Hardly have the time to go to war, which it felt like I was going to war every single day that I was in a psychosis. Hardly have the words to tell you what I heard. I can't even remember most of the stuff I heard. Oh, hey Maddie. Oh, hey. Yeah. Alright, so, now claiming the camera as her own. Yeah, hardly think anymore about Mayan noses and implications of cards. Basically every psychosis has its trigger words, and those were some of mine, some of the things I obsessed about. The development of demons and worlds at large, like worlds that I thought might no longer exist, like the world that we're living in right now, and the development of demons, these things that I saw were demons I actually cared about, though. So I was like, I'm not gonna be a normal whatever I was being in my mind. Don't act strange anymore. Try not to. I mean, I still act strange, goofy, sometimes, but and YouTube is a whole different platform. It's a whole different society. So still getting my grasp on everything, but I try not to act too weird. I'm not deranged anymore. I have my thoughts, which is good. Went through a lane change and came out with a score above 0, which when you're in a psychosis, it is very hard to believe that everything is going to be okay. But for me, it turned out fine. I am, like I said, I'm in a good space. No longer think of myself as a hero. It sounds sad, but it's probably for the best. And Madeline again. Madeline interrupting my video. I mean, I do good things sometimes. I try to. Doesn't always work out, but road to hell is paved with best intentions, I guess. I don't really believe in that, but it's a phrase. What are you doing? Looking at something. At the time I saved the world was all in my mind. Then the eternity I sat in hell was gone. Is gone. So yeah, part of my psychosis was that I made a deal with basically the person that was taking the devil pill while I was in the hospital at the time. I don't know if I ever actually took any pill. It was probably all a hallucination. But, and I told them that I would take that for them. And so I became the devil for an eternity, which was a psychotic amount of time because I literally had no reference for time at that point. Everything moved very slowly or very quickly. There was hallucinations galore. I had basically maybe 5 years of experience in the course of a week. Very scary stuff, but I survived, No longer need the signs from TV shows telling me what I hear. That's very common with people in psychosis, is believing that they're receiving messages from God or, the universe or something along those lines. And through TV shows especially, because that's our entertainment, that's what we've got. So no longer am steered by eerie outside sources, no longer controlled by holy forces. Yeah, self-explained. Just an update, just an FYI. I stuck it out, and I changed with the tide. Radical, man. What, dude? Surford. I don't know.